What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be giving you guys a quick little kind of update on the Riparium. Like I said in the last video, I haven't been posting a lot. I've just fallen behind due to technical difficulties, basically. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys a walkthrough of the new livestock. A lot of the new plants. There's a giant branch that you can now see. Some stuff is different in the bottom section, and I'm going to be adding a little plant and moving another plant in there around. So yeah, we'll just get right into it. All right, so we're going to start with the underwater section, and you probably can't see them yet. They're kind of in the back corner, but the stocking has changed. I used to have some cardinal tetras in here, and they were cool, but really weren't just what I was looking for in here. But they'll come out in a second. There's some bloodworms here thawing, so they're going to love that. But basically, the major changes to this scape, I took out most of the moss. There's one of these little guys. Pea puffers. I took out most of the moss. Some of the moss got really well attached, so I just kind of left that. I want to see what it does. But took out all that moss. I wanted to kind of go back to more of a simplistic blackwater vibe. Added some bulbous back here. There's a java fern, narrowleaf java fern up there. And we've got, a few little bucephalandras sitting around, as well as we added some leaf litter. A lot of it's like kind of piled up back there, but you can see a little bit down here. I need to break up a little bit more and add it to the water section. But yeah, so now you see these little guys starting to come up to the glass. We got some little pea puffers. There's 3 of them in here. I added 4 in the beginning, but I haven't seen that little guy. And there's one of the 4 was really, really small. He just wasn't coming to eat like the other ones were. I've been treating the tank for worms and stuff like that, but no luck. I haven't seen him in a few days, so I'm thinking he may have not made it. But that's just the risk you take when you're buying little fish that are, difficult to feed. But let's see if we can get him to come out. Usually they'll fight over bloodworms, but there he goes. Yeah, these little guys are just really cool little fish. I can't wait for them to get really big. Let's see if we can draw them out over here. Yeah, here it comes. It's following the tweezers a little bit. But yeah, that's, really not that much stuff has changed in the water section other than that stuff. This little guy's going nuts over here. Here they come. But yeah, that's really it, pretty much, in the bottom. Bunch of pea puffers. They're adorable. All right, now moving on to the upper section. You can see we've added this big branch of Manzanita. I just have a ton of it laying around, and I was trying to do something sort of new that I'd never done before in this aquascape, and I thought, I just was looking at it. I picked it up and I was trying to think, oh, maybe I can put this on the wall somewhere, put this around some plants and make it look kind of nice, have some vines climb up it. And I was like, why don't I just do that same thing here? So that's what we did. I made a mistake while placing it. You can kind of see right here, this leaf is ripped. As I was placing the driftwood, it kind of went right down into that leaf and cut it. But we've got some new growth coming off of both of these. I don't remember what this plant is called, but it's done miraculously well in the riparium. It's kind of scary. But yeah, I need to actually trim this, it looks like. Oh, that's philodendron. Never mind. He's doing well. But yeah, so we've got that plant. It's doing great. I added a few other things. Or let's just go with the Manzanita since we were talking about that. These are tillandsias. You probably know them as air plants. You can get them at freaking anywhere, basically. I've never been a fan of tillandsias just because I don't like the synthetic look to them. I've always seen them for sale like Lowe's and Walmart, and they just have such a fake look. But now that I've seen a few other aquascapers start to use them in really cool aquascapes and styles and stuff like that, they're really starting to grow on me. So what we've got is basically to attach them, I used some Japanese string, wax string, and kind of made a little hammock under, like, basically around where they're gonna nest, so they kind of like sit in there. And then I took a ton of super glue, just put it all along the bottom where they were, and then kind of propped them up with that little hammock. And then around the edge of the super glue, I took sphagnum moss, and you can kind of see here and here and here, there's just sphagnum moss around the base. Super simple. A lot of people have questions about how you mount these. That's the best way I've come up with so far. Um, and moving back to the Riparium, it is a Riparium. Moving back to the Riparium planter, we added, I don't know if you can see this guy, but you can kind of see the Swiss cheese leaves back there. There's a Monstera Adansoni back there, doing really well. It looks like it's putting off a new leaf. And we added an Anthurium as well. This Anthurium is going to come out today. And this is a satin pothos leaf that's just, I'm trying to get it to root so I can transplant it somewhere else. But yeah, the Adansonis are doing really well. Hopefully that's going to climb up and eventually, move up here. I want to add some more plants to the wood, but I haven't decided on what I want to do yet. I'm thinking about maybe trying some Brazilian pennywort and some other stuff, but we'll see. But yeah, that's really mainly it. The Anthurium is going to come out today and move over here. And then I've got this beautiful Aglaonema Maria. Just a really nice plant, really cool leaves. Yeah, so if you can sort of tell, we've got, you can tell. There's 4 plants in here. So I'm gonna pull one of them out, probably this guy right here. And I'm going to be repotting this plant anyway, so I'm going to take one out while it's out of the pot, and I'm going to put it where that Anthurium is, right there. And I'm going to move the Anthurium over here. It's actually really nice. This parlor palm is finally starting to come back. It was dying and just not doing well, but it's starting to look really good. But yeah, time to start replanting, or potting, or whatever. Right, so like I said, we're upgrading this Aglaonema Maria from this tiny pot. You can already see the roots coming out of the top of this, so it's gonna be rough once I pull this guy out. It's probably very root suffocated or whatever. I just repotted this African mass plant, but that's another story. So here we go. Oh my god. That's probably the worst case of root strangulation I've ever seen. If that's the term that I think I'm using. Yeah, look at this. This is... That's awful. All the way around. Looks like worms. But yeah, so I'm gonna do my best to break this root ball up, and then we're gonna pick one of these guys to add to the Riparium. Free. Yeah, I think this guy will look really, really nice in the Riparium. Alright, so we got this guy all repotted, happy and healthy in there. And we got this one guy. As you can see, I trimmed a lot of that big root ball, but where are my tweezers? There are my tweezers. Now it's time to begin the tedious process of moving that plant out and this plant's in. As you know, I'm using lava rock as substrate back here, so it's not super easy to move things. You kind of gotta like pick up stones and like put a plant in the empty gap and then put stones around it to support it. It'd be really easy if I could move this out of the way if I can. But yeah, so we're just gonna kind of go for it. I'm just going to start picking stuff up around this Anthurium. Pull up the Anthurium and then try to stick this Aglaonema in its place. That was easy. Oh no. Oh no. I pulled up the Monstera. But yeah, looks like the Anthurium's doing pretty well. It's a new leaf that's coming out right here. But we're going to put him right over on this side in a minute. I need to get this Monstera back in place. All right. That's that. Sweet. Give you guys a better look in a sec. All right, so there's the Aglaonema right here. Monstera is back down in here. Let's see those guys down there. And the Anthurium is chilling right here. I moved this other, whatever it's called, over a little bit to the right because I feel like this little area is really crowded with the parlor palm. I thought the parlor palm was going to kind of die, but it never did, and now it's starting to come back a lot right where I had this guy planted. So it's kind of, you know, not great. This little section looks kind of barren right now, but that's exactly where I planted the Aglaonema, and hopefully this Monstera starts to get kind of big in here. But yeah, once the Aglaonema sends out a few more leaves, it's going to fill in that section. This section is going to get filled in by that. The Anthurium is going to kind of fill in lower, and then that's just Pothos right there. But yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. I'm really happy that the Riparium is slowly just getting more and more full. I'd love to do a bigger one of these eventually, but we'll see. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.